Hello! So today we are going to use watercolour paints, but watercolour from a tube. Okay, so let's begin. The way I like to do this, I'm just going to give these ones a little squish because they've been sat and they may have separated. So you want to take your lid off. Okay, fabulous. Oh. And the temptation with these paints is to squish a really big bit out on your palette. You don't want to do that. What you want to do instead is just squeeze the paint so it just peaks above the top there, and then smudge that along your palette like that. Okay, I'm going to do that with each of my colours, so yellow, red, so a little squeeze just above like that, and then smudge that. You won't need very much red at all. Same with the green, so just squeeze that little smudge. Remember, you can always put more on, so always best to start with less. So although the colour's thicker, your application of the colour isn't thicker. Okay, it's not like you're painting with acrylic where you would layer up and really pile the paint on. You still want that nice loose watercolour. So I've got my pencil drawing of my apple. I'm going to go in with a wet brush, activate that yellow. Start to put my first layer on. So although, can you see that the paint is really thin, I'm using it to that watercolour consistency. So although the paint itself is thick coming out of that tube, I'm not applying a thick paint. It's a watercolour, so nice and thin and loose. Again, I'm not going to go too near my edge because I wouldn't mind trying to rub that pencil line out. Going to push that colour around with a little bit of water. A little bit of yellow just in behind there. And I want a bit of a reflection, so I'm just going to choose an area to blot in that space there. Lovely. Okay, so that's my yellow. I'm then going to go to my reds. And can you see I've taken the tiniest amount of that, so the very tip of my brush, and mixed that in with some water to get my colour. So this is why you only really want a smudge of colour on your palette. Any more and it will be a waste. I'm just going to bring that colour down into my yellow. Back to that red, tiny bit of that red colour. I'm going to go to my water and I'm going to paint with the colours I've already put on the page. Some more water, and we can really drag that colour out. Get the shape of that apple. So I can just keep layering up and getting that really nice mix. So here again in that area I'm just going to blot. That'll take me back down to the yellow, so I just get a lighter area. I'll keep doing that as I paint. I'll keep blotting that area. So here the apple is a little bit more red on this top bit, so I'm going to build that up. Okay. Right, I want to make my red a little darker, so I'm going to add a little bit of brown to it. And again, it's just tiny, tiny amounts, not a lot at all. Bit of water to help that blend. Around those areas there. Again, if I've got any harsh edges, I'll use water just to knock those back a bit. Now I'm going to go back to my red. Bit more down the apple. Just going to keep building that up. And I actually want some lines to start to show now, because there's some very kind of striking little marks in this apple that really are quite linear like that. Mix. And now I'm going to go to my red. Now I'm going to put that on quite thick there, and then I'm going to take some water and just work it out a little there. Yeah, try not to lose the shape of my apple as I work around that edge. Back to my red. Some more lines just falling down the apple. So again, a little bit thicker up here with that colour application. And then just drag it down this way. Okay. I'm going to go to my brown. I'm going to add a few little spots in. And my apple. And I'm going to just instantly blot those. Build them up again. Just delicately blot those. Lovely. So I've just got a kind of slight mottled skin, those little subtle marks, almost like freckles really, I guess. Back to my brown and red mix, so a bit more of my red with the brown just to make it a touch darker. Bring that down the apple. This way here. I'm going in with a slightly drier brush, and it'll pick up some of the texture of the paper. It'll also add a bit of texture to my apple. Just want to keep that area as my highlight, so back with my water, blots, getting my little highlight. I'm going back down to my yellow there. Right, I'm going to go back in with some yellow. in with some of my yellow. Dots back in. Lovely. Okay. So my brown, I want to put a little stalk in. I'm just going to blot that a bit because that's a little bit wet. I'm going to go to my red and I'm actually just going to mix some of that colour in, so quite a watery colour, just to give me a bit of texture on that skin. I'm just going to gently blot that. It's a thicker paint now, very tip of my brush. I'm just going to go in with those little freckly marks again. It's all about layers with watercolour. Adding, taking away, adding, taking away. There we go. You want subtlety, you don't want something really overbearing. I'm going to go to my green. And you see how vibrant the green is. That's really, really bright. I don't want all of that. I just want to mix a little bit of that into my red and my brown. Scoop a bit of green, just almost skim it across the top there. Green dots in, blot those. Just a few little marks running down that apple. Back to my red and my brown mixed. Let's make this edge just a touch darker, so we have a dark and a light side. I might add just a little bit of green to that. There we go. If I add a little bit of green to that brown and red mix, it's going to make it a touch darker. Just to give that blend that out a little bit so that's not an overbearing brown. Okay, so ideally you would wait for this to be completely dry. You'd get rid of those pencil lines. What you don't want is to catch any wet paint and drag it across your page, or equally get any of the rubbings into your painting. So I'll just brush those away. Okay. Now, tiny amount of black. Tiny amount of black into that brown. Just going to put a little bit of natural soft shadow in so that casts my apple to the page. And then the last thing I'm going to do, I've got a bit of the dark red here that's dried on my palette, so I'm just going to reactivate that. I'm just going to get some of that richer red in. Bit of green in there. Bring that up there. And if you just make these little lines almost cascade over, down and over your over and down your apple shape, that'll just add a little bit more shape to the object. And you can keep going and building that up and adding more colour and taking it back. So last thing I'm going to do there, I've just lost that little bit of reflection, so I just want to reinstate that with a little bit of blotting. I'd build up a bit more yellow down here. I might even revisit my shadow, because remember, your shadow is darkest. The darkest point of the shadow is directly where the object directly touches the surface. Okay, and that's it. So just keep going, keep building it up, but remember, it's a little smudge, because look, I've still got a lot of yellow, red, brown and green left on my palette, even with just those tiny little smudges of colour. Brilliant, give it a go, and as always, let us know how you get on, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!